Right, come and have a look at this.
What's that?
So, this is the wood that we bought recently, and I don't know. You can probably look this way. This is the best way to look. You probably can see it.
I could see it moving, yeah.
You can see it moving. You see like that?
Oh, yeah.
That was flat when we bought it, and I'm wondering if it's anything to do with the moisture in here that's caused it to kill. Because these are stuck together panels. You know, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on that one. This is cut down to a size of the door, but you know, I think it must have been the moisture in here, because it's not particularly dry in here.
Have they all gone like that?
Well, I had to make a couple of them bigger for the big doors, which are over there, but they seem to be okay. They seem to be straight. Whether that's because I've clamped them straight, and then now that I've taken them out of the clamps, they'll start to go, ooh, I want to be a tree. I'm supposed to be round, not flat. You know, and all this sort of thing. My thought is that I take them over as is, without trying to dimension them anymore, to the piggeries, because amazingly now the piggeries is all enclosed, and we can
quite
regulate
warm.
the temperature in there a little bit better.
Yeah.
It always feels quite warm when we go in there, so that's nice. And so I think I'll lay them out there for a day or so and see if it makes any difference. I might put some weight on them. You know, I know you can throw a load of water on them, and then you know, put stuff on them to just to tamp them down a bit, and I think that might work. Okay, quick apology for no vlog last week. That was due to the fact that I got called away to a neighbour's house because they wanted a couple of tiling jobs done, and done quickly, and so we did that. The good news about that, though, is it did put a few quid in our pocket, so we were allowed to go and get the wood for all the doors. But even better, because of donations from Alison Burnett and the lovely Paul Bombardier, we have been able to get and order our flooring for the entire annex floor in those 2 rooms. So a massive thank you to you two for that, and thank you for the neighbours for the little job.
So I see you've got some layout lines on there. What is this for?
Yeah, so this is just me sizing things up a little bit. We've got little hinges, little just gator hinges, which I think, you know, for the money we paid for them, you know, they're fine. And we're going to run 4 of these down here, but they need to go on the whole of the style. So they need to effectively go on there. So they've got to be like 9.5 centimeters across there, because they're fairly big. So what I've done is I've laid out that to see what it looked like. And you've got 9.5 here, 15 there, and 15 at the bottom. So it looks like a panel door, 2 panel doors. And the idea is that I then route out a channel all the way around here, then put a decorative edge on the inner side of the channel, so it looks kind of like that. So it looks like a raised panel. Now, I'm going to have to adapt some of my router bits because I don't have what I would like. So I'm going to have to bastardize some of them, because they wouldn't work otherwise. But that's fine, because I've got a couple of options. But the idea is really to play with this until we get what I like, and obviously what the client likes.
That would be me.
So that's what we're going to do. So I think the best idea is I carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Carry on, mister.
Carry on. Carry on renovating. Yeah, so that's what I'll do, is I'll draw these out like I've done. I think what I'll do is I'll mark these up. So we'll mark these up as 95, 150, 150, 95. There we go. So I know that that's like a template. And what I've got is I've got a couple of bits that I've cut off here that are the same material. And as you see, look,
Yeah.
banana wood. That one's gone back a little bit, but again, they're not great. But I can try this out. I can try my routing out, and that's what I've got to do. I've got to have a little practice before we go for it, because obviously we don't get a second chance.
No, we don't.
Normal.
Unless Gunther's got a couple more showers that he wants you to tell.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. So we're gonna first of all put the wood in the room, then I'll come back and I'll give it a go. We'll trial it because I've got to set up the router and everything. So we're going to do that. If you want to come back and have a look at that.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm going off to do a little project of my own.
Woohoo!
See you later. Okay, so we'll leave Ted looking at the doors. Whilst he's doing that, I'm going to be working on a little project on my workstation. Now, along the red wall, I kind of want a workstation, but I don't want it too imposing on the room. I don't want it too big. Now, I hunted high and low in brocants, around all the brocants of Greniers, to see if I could find some sort of desks that would go along that wall. Couldn't find anything. And anything I did find that would fit the length of it was so expensive. And the fact that I want to paint it, I kind of didn't want to spend a lot of money if it didn't turn out okay. So I purchased on the internet a couple of, I'm not really sure even what to call them. But anyway, me and Ted put them together, and this is how it turned out. So this is the project. Now, it doesn't look great, and maybe I should have looked at the small print a little bit more and realised this is why it's only €40. It's quite small. But we do have two of them, and the idea is that we put two along the wall with not this top, but more substantial worktop on the top of it, and then a gap in the middle so that I can have a chair to go underneath, so I can do all my video editing and all my paperwork and everything on this. But yeah, it's quite small, and the front of these drawers, they're fabric. They're fabric boxes. They're not wood. So this is all fabric. Now my idea was to paint them, but I'm not sure how the fabric's going to hold up with paint. I know you can use chalk paint on fabric. I have done it before, so I'm hoping that what I want to do with them, I'm going to be able to do. I'm just not sure. So what I need to do now is take these drawers over to my workshop and the craft room and start painting them. And you'll see in a minute what gave me the inspiration to do this. Okay, let's take the drawers over to the workshop and see if we can do anything to make this look better than it does at the moment.
So I've done a load of test pieces with various router bits, and I think this one, this little trim bit there looks the nicest in maybe a door. What I'm going to do is take the static door, the false door if you like, where the ballon is, and do that as the design. Build that. I can put the hinges on it and everything, so we can have a look at it. And you can have it up there and see what,
Yeah.
And then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, good idea.
So this is the test piece. It's not really a test piece. It's more, if it works, it's going to go in. so it's not really a test piece. But this, I'm going to route a channel round the outside just to give Lisa an idea that if she likes that, or we need to do anything else. So this is the piece that's going to go in. It's like a false door for where the ballon is. So I've marked it 99.5 centimetres from the edge all the way around, and I've got a nice decorative piece, a bit that I think we did a channel like this in the MDF, which is quite nice. I've done it a little bit deeper because I think it might be quite nice. And this is the test. So what I've done is I've put a stop block there and a stop block there to stop me going over, and I've got my guide rail there. It's really, this is what I find really difficult, is repeatable cuts on my router, because it's so difficult to get with all this setup. You know, there's wonderful things you can buy now, but we have to do it this way, which is a bit convoluted, but hopefully it'll work.
Do you want?
You want to come there? Why are we whispering? Otherwise you'll just see my bottom.
Oh, well, that's rather lovely, baby. I quite like the view of your bottom. But I'll come this side for our viewers.
I would. Yeah, they don't want to see them. Right. So where's my headphones? How about that noise? I'm just thinking.
You watching Daddy?
What do you think of that?
I think that's fine. And then it's going to have, like, obviously a handle.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't thought. I think just a straight, maybe a wooden handle, or just a round wooden handle.
A fork and knife and spoon.
A nice wooden handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fork and knife and spoon.
Not a fork and knife and spoon. Nice wooden handle.
You sure not a fork, knife and spoon?
A lovely wooden handle. Look really nice on it. I don't know. Yeah, something we could do maybe. So we could do a mucking about. But that is the false one. So
yeah.
That's, that really, it depends where, do I want these? We want them closer in. That I think it looks nicer like that.
Yeah, I do.
A little bit over there. Like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna, obviously these edges are gonna be all chamfered.
Yeah.
Just gonna do a quick round over bit on those now. And then you can do whatever you like. Do you want me to leave?
Could you do, we've got enough wood to do another one of them.
Yeah.
And then I can do 2 designs, and then you can tell me what you prefer. What do you think?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then what I'll do is I'll just, now that I've got that kind of nice and know because this is going to be where the routed channel is on all of them.
Yeah.
That 95, 95, 95. And then obviously they will just be bigger.
Yeah.
For the bigger
doors.
And it's just it's just to make a little bit of interest.
Yeah.
Plain door.
Cool.
Right, so I'll cut another one of those and then do exactly the same, and I'll bring them down to you.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, so it's time for me to see if there's anything I could do with these fabric boxes to make them look anything like I want them to. Now, a long time ago, I picked up these bits of rice paper. They're rice paper transfers. I've never used them before, so I'm not really sure how to use them, but we'll give it a go. But I love the colours. The only problem is I have only 6 of them. Now, I've got 14 drawers, so the idea is that I'm going to sort of cut them into pieces, use bits of this, and then do some other blending and paintwork to blend them in. Fingers crossed, but I've never used them before, so not sure how they work, but let's give it a go, because I think the colours in there will be absolutely superb to pick out the redness in the wall. But then you've got lots of other colours, these blues. And I'll tell you what actually inspired me to do this was, I'll put a picture up now. I saw this cabinet and really liked the way all the drawers were very different. So that kind of gave me the inspiration. So I think I'm going to try and do some blues, do some beiges, do some reds, and pick those colours out from these. But hopefully I can cut them into bits and just use bits of them. Yeah, let's give it a go.
Right.
You're done.
Yeah, I've done them the same because then you get an indication as to what the double door looks at the top. So I did a picture.
I think that looks fine, baby. I think it look great, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll paint them up the base colour.
Yeah.
Cool.
So paint them up and see what you think.
Thank you, baby.
Okay.
What do you think of this one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's nice. They're all nice. They're all lovely. It's a beautiful day here today, look. I just wanted to say something. We're going to start putting these doors on the cupboards. But one thing they don't tell you, and especially when you haven't got them, is how many screws you're going to need for your hinges. Now, I've got 18 hinges and there's 6 screws per hinge. So, the maths people in the audience will know that that's 108. And I've only got silver ones. So I don't think there's not 108 there, but there's a few. That's all I've got at the moment. And then I've had to spray every one of them black. So, the things we do. Only the heads, as you see. Let's put them on and see what they look like, eh? You did go on.
See, right up your nose then.
Yep. What do you think of that then?
I really like the colour.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful colour, isn't it?
You like
It's
it?
beautiful. Yeah, I've always liked that blue. But yeah, we've got to remember that one because that's a real nice colour. I love it with the black hinges. I love the simplicity of it all.
Yeah, so I kind of now think that it doesn't need the embellishment.
It don't, no.
No,
So you want them all the same?
I think so.
Like that?
Yeah, I think actually, as much as I hate to admit it, and I love me little floral design.
Whether you're going to do anything different with that, yeah.
I don't.
One thing we have got to do is we've got to get some, probably just some little magnetic fixings. I've got to put a shelf in here.
Yeah.
I might have enough of this to put a shelf in there, which would be nice. But I think that does all right for a DIY job.
Yeah.
I think it's all right.
So, you've obviously now got to build the rest of this by Monday, because next week we're going to pick up the rest of the kitchen, and you're going to try and do this on the other cabinet doors, aren't you?
Yeah, what we're going to try and do is we're going to take the vinyl off. Hopefully, I've sussed out a way of doing that. And then, yeah, they are going to look slightly different because obviously that big chamfer on the edge, but I think you won't notice when they're down below eye level. But that's the idea, is to do that.
Let us know what you think of the colour and whether you think it needs embellishment or not. I think we kind of know, but
I think it's lovely.
I think it's a beautiful
really
colour and
good.
it's really good against the dark.
Really good, yeah.
And my painting is coming along okay. I think it's going to be okay, but yeah, have a look on Monday. Let me know what you think on Monday. So we'll see you all again then. Just a huge thank you to newest members. If you'd like to become a member. Now, there was a comment, somebody saying about the members only videos. The members only videos are behind the scenes, the extra footage, the bloopers, the cutting room floor. It's nothing you're missing out on as far as renovation goes. And at the moment, we are going out looking at properties in case we sell this place and have to go and move somewhere else. So we're looking for a future project. So if you see the members only come up, a lot of them are to do with their search for a future project. So if you like looking at French houses, we're looking literally from 40,000 full renovation up to 125,000, sort of kind of almost complete. So if you like to look at various different French properties, join the members. You can join for £3.99. We are releasing the videos to all of their members. So yeah,
So if you like these sort of videos, and like Lisa says, if you like looking at old French houses, memberships for you, or even a patronage. So all the links are in the description. Like, subscribe, hit the hype button, and plenty of comments. You've got plenty to comment about this week and the following video. So we'll see you again very, very soon.
Take care, everyone. See you soon.
See you later.